Go up to the smartest person that you know and ask them this question. What is gravity? And unless they say, nobody knows, the answer is going to be wrong. Literally, nobody has been able to answer that question yet because we don't know what gravity is. It's no surprise that, like many of you, I love science mysteries. Things like unexplained anomalous phenomena, UAPs, UFOs, the paranormal, aliens, ancient civilizations, the stuff that often gets labeled as fringe. Now, the interesting thing is some of the biggest mysteries aren't fringe at all. In fact, they're so common and so familiar that most people would assume we've already solved them generations ago. But we haven't. And here's the incredible part. If we do solve some of these mysteries, it will fundamentally change the human experience. And we might just be on the verge of solving some of these mysteries, or possibly all. There's a difference between knowing how something behaves and knowing what something fundamentally is. When you fall, you understand how gravity behaves. It can be a painful reminder. Your phone's GPS also knows how gravity behaves. If it didn't, it would be useless, because in order to be accurate, your GPS has to account for Einstein's relativistic time dilation every single time it calculates your position. But neither the phone, nor the engineers who built it, nor the physicists whose equations make it work can tell you what gravity actually is. Why mass warps space-time? Why objects fall? The math describes the dance perfectly, but nobody knows the dancer. Roger Penrose, Nobel laureate and one of the most decorated theoretical physicists alive, has spent much of his career highlighting an embarrassing fact about modern physics. Our two best theories of reality are fundamentally incompatible. General relativity describes gravity as smooth, continuous curvature of space-time. Quantum mechanics describes everything else as discrete, probabilistic, and deeply weird. Both theories are spectacularly accurate within their own domains, but here's the catch. They can't both be true at the same time. The theoretical particle that would bridge them, the graviton, it's never been detected. Not once. Not even a hint. We've confirmed the Higgs boson, we've detected gravitational waves, we've photographed a black hole, but the graviton? Nothing. How would life change if we solved the mystery of gravity? Space, time, matter, and energy would be understood as facets of a single framework. Every other field of physics, cosmology, particle physics, thermodynamics, would transform overnight. It would arguably be the biggest scientific event in human history. The applications span medicine, construction, transportation, and domains we haven't even imagined yet. The energy implications alone are almost incomprehensible. We could potentially block, focus, and generate gravitational fields at will. Space travel would be revolutionized, just like we see in science fiction. Spaceships flying around, easily going to and from space and back to Earth. Concepts like warp drives might move from theoretically not impossible to here's what it would actually require. It's impossible to predict the full impact, but life would change in ways that make our current existence look like the way medieval life looks to us now. The specific shape of that change is almost by definition beyond our current imagination. But the direction towards mastery of space, energy, and perhaps time itself is clear enough to be genuinely breathtaking. When I learned we still hadn't figured out electricity, I was shocked. Okay, we know Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's laws, the entire elegant architecture of circuit theory. But what is charge? Why does it exist? Why does the electron carry the precise charge it carries and not some other value. These are scientific mysteries that remain unsolved. Most people are completely unaware we haven't answered these questions, and even more unaware of the massive impact answering them would have. What makes the mystery of charge so profound is that it sits at the intersection of the very large, the very small, the philosophical, and the practical. Electricity is not some exotic phenomenon studied in specialized labs. It's the force that holds your body together, fires every neuron in your brain, and powers every device humans have ever built. It's the most present and utilized force in human civilization. And we don't know what it fundamentally is. Solving that mystery wouldn't just advance physics, it would almost certainly transform material science, computing, medicine, energy, and our philosophical understanding of why the universe is habitable at all. Almost anyone can tell you the basics of magnetism. It's something so common, so useful, and so seemingly simple that most people assume we've figured it all out. But the truth is, no one can tell you what magnetism fundamentally is. In 1983, the BBC sat down with Richard Feynman, Nobel Prize winner, widely regarded as one of the greatest scientists of the 20th century, and asked him to explain how magnets worked. What followed became one of the most famous moments in the history of science communication. Not because Feynman explained it brilliantly, but because he refused to pretend he could. He said,
"But I really can't do a good job, any job, of explaining magnetic force in terms of something else that you're more familiar with, because I don't understand it in terms of anything else that you're more familiar with."
Not because he was being evasive, but because at the deepest level, there's nothing more fundamental to reduce it to. A century earlier, James Maxwell had unified electricity and magnetism into a single framework. Equations so accurate, they still underpin modern technology today. But even Maxwell's equations only tell us how magnetism behaves, not why the universe works in this way in the first place. Perhaps the deepest thing to say about magnetism is this: it's the force most visibly produced by quantum mechanics operating at a scale you can hold in your hand. The alignment of electron spins inside a magnet is a quantum phenomenon sitting right there on your refrigerator door. And in that sense, every unresolved question about quantum mechanics, measurement, entanglement, the nature of spin, is also an unresolved question about what magnetism fundamentally is. What would solving these magnetic mysteries mean? Well, room temperature superconductors alone would be world-altering. Lossless power grids, vastly more powerful MRI machines, and a revolution in computing. Understanding cosmic magnetic fields would reshape astrophysics and cosmology. And if spin, the quantum heart of magnetism, were ever truly explained rather than just described, it would be one of the deepest moments in the history of human knowledge. Because right now, the thing that makes your refrigerator magnet stick is, at its core, something we can calculate perfectly and understand almost not at all. Oh, sleep. I know what you may be thinking. Dave, how are we going to go from gravity, electricity, magnetism to sleep? Well, because everything sleeps. But why are we designed to need sleep? That is still a huge scientific mystery. And I'm not just talking about humans. Nothing we've ever found doesn't sleep at all. Not birds, not fish, not reptiles, not any animal with a nervous system. There are creatures that barely sleep, like giraffes, which may rest for a few hours a day. There are creatures that sleep with half their brain at a time, like dolphins, keeping one side awake so they don't drown. There are even creatures that nap for seconds at a time, like certain birds that doze in brief bursts while flying. But they all sleep in one form or another. In fact, even every insect we've studied so far enter a state that strongly resembles sleep. Fruit flies, for example, they have clear sleep cycles and even sleep deprivation effects. Bees, they show deep rest states that affect memory and performance. Even cockroaches enter a dormant state with reduced responsiveness. And even brainless organisms like bacteria show rest and activity cycles. So no matter what it is, something resembling sleep always seems to show up. Alan Rechtschaffen, one of the pioneers of sleep research, said, "If sleep does not serve an absolutely vital function, then it is the biggest mistake the evolutionary process has ever made." Think about what sleep costs us. Hours of complete vulnerability. No foraging, no mating, no vigilance against predators. And for humans, a third of our life's gone. That's a staggering amount of time to spend doing what exactly? To be clear, I'm not saying we don't know why we need sleep. Matthew Walker, neuroscientist and author of Why We Sleep, has called sleep the single most effective thing we can do to reset brain and body health. But that doesn't solve the mystery of why everything is designed to need to sleep. Think about it this way. The only major differences between being awake and asleep are that in sleep, we lose consciousness and enter a relaxed state. But our brains don't shut off. All of our organs keep working. We still use our muscles. In fact, our brains are extraordinarily active during sleep. So sleep is essentially just rest, except we're in a less coherent state where we can't do anything productive. And we dream. So as if sleeping weren't strange enough, dreams are where things get truly odd. We don't know why we dream. There are compelling theories like memory consolidation, emotional processing, threat simulation, and throughout history, dreams have been taken dead seriously. The periodic table came to Dmitri Mendeleev in a dream. Paul McCartney heard the melody for Yesterday while sleeping. Multiple world leaders have claimed pivotal decisions were influenced by dreams. So, whether you believe in mystical significance or not, dreams have demonstrably shaped history. But the mystery of why we dream and what purpose they serve remains unsolved. So, what would be the impact if we were able to solve the mystery of sleep? This would be one of the most disruptive changes in human history. Not because of what we'd gain medically, but because of what sleep is in human life. Eliminating the need for it would effectively give every person on Earth 6 to 8 extra waking hours per day. That's roughly 25 extra years of conscious life over a typical lifespan. Wow, what could you do with an extra 25 years? The health benefits would be enormous. Sleep deprivation currently drives heart disease, obesity, depression, and cognitive decline. So solving this would eliminate an entire category of suffering. The economic implications are almost incalculable. The day-night cycle structures economics, law, family life, religion, and culture at the deepest level. The concept of tomorrow is partly defined by the sleep that separates it from today. Dreams would presumably disappear, or at least change radically. And the intimacy of shared sleep, one of the most vulnerable and bonding human experiences, would vanish. Solving sleep would be one of the few changes in history that simultaneously adds decades to conscious human life, transforms global productivity, and fundamentally restructures civilization while potentially impoverishing human experience in ways that are hard to measure. It's the rare scientific solution that might be as dangerous as it is liberating. Here's what stays with me after thinking about all this. We walk through the world surrounded by forces we've harnessed, but don't understand. Gravity pins us to the ground. Electricity fires our neurons and powers our cities. Magnetism holds our data and guides our compasses. We spend a full third of our lives in an unconscious state. We can't fully explain experiencing vivid hallucinations we call dreams. These aren't exotic mysteries locked away in particle accelerators and classified labs. They're sitting in your kitchen, humming in your walls, coursing through your blood. They're the background noise of your entire life, and we've gotten so used to them that most of us forgot to ask the question, what are these things? Every time humanity has solved similar mysteries, the world that came after was unrecognizable to the world that came before. Each one was preceded by someone staring at something ordinary and asking a question that sounded almost too simple to be worth asking. We're standing at the edge of multiple such revolutions simultaneously. It's an exciting time. Quantum computing and AI are accelerating our capacity to probe these mysteries at speeds previous generations could never have imagined. But technology alone won't close the gap. Somewhere, probably right now, someone is staring at one of these problems and forming the question. The right question that nobody has yet thought to ask. That's how it always starts, with a person looking at something everyone else takes for granted and saying, wait, I don't actually know what that is. And if you've made it this far, now neither do you. So welcome to the club. I really hope you enjoyed that. I love these mysteries. They're super exciting. And I do think that possibly in our lifetime, even at my age, some of these mysteries might be solved, or at least will make significant advancements that will benefit us. So it's an exciting time. I would love for you to leave in the comments below what you think about what I talked about. Let me know if I got anything wrong, if I missed some big new advancement that has happened since I made this video. Put it in the comments. Also, what other mysteries, scientific mysteries, are you excited about or keep you awake at night thinking, wow, if we solve this, this could really be cool. So I hope you appreciated this. It's definitely something that I love. It's the science mysteries. I'll plan to do more of these. And as I've said before, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you on the next video.